Hey guys, in this video, I'll be showing you how I made this video myself doing an advertisement with the help of AI in just 5 minutes. And not only that, I'll be showing you the complete process of how you can implement AI into your editing workflow to create animations like these so you can save a lot of time while editing your videos. So yes, let's get started. But before starting this video, I would like to give a shout out to Envato who are sponsoring this video, and also I'll be using their video gen feature to create these animations. The feature not only helps you to generate videos with the help of prompts, but also allows you to customize the format of the video and as well as generate the audio for the AI video which you're creating. Not only that, you can also use AI to enhance your prompts so that you can get even more better results with the AI.
Welcome to my jungle. Isn't it beautiful? So many amazing creatures and plants live here.
What I love about Envato is that not only you get unlimited video generations that is only available if you get Envato before 31st October, it is the complete go-to website for all your problems as a video editor. Please check the landing page with the link in the description for full details and terms. You can get all types of materials from stock footages to PNGs to transition packs to motion graphic templates to customizable backgrounds that I'll be using in this video as well. Envato has over 22 million assets that can be downloaded, and with unlimited downloads, you have almost access to anything that you want. And if you're still missing something, you can use the AI features to generate materials from images to even sound effects or music. So yes, if you're interested in using Envato just like me, you guys can use all these features for just $16.50 per month on the annual plan. So yes, you guys can check out the first link below in the description to get started. So now back to the video. Okay, so first we'll start by generating the image which we want for the second video. So first I'll be entering the prompt in the Envato image gen, and after once that is done, we'll be generating the image. And this is the first set of image that we have got, but we do not like the images which we have got. So what I did next was just changing the prompt a little bit, and this was the result after that which we got. Now these images were slightly better, but the first image which was created was something which I really liked. So what I did was actually just implement the style in the future prompts. So I selected the image to use it as a reference for the other future pictures, and this time this was the set of images that I've got. But again, this was not something which I was looking for. So what I'll be doing is using the enhanced prompt option. So maybe the AI will actually generate a better prompt, and that will probably generate a better picture. So once the generation of the images were complete, now this was the result, and these pictures were a lot more better, and this was really something which I was looking for. And I've decided to go with the third picture because it looked really good and really professional. So let's get started with it. Now I wanted to generate a second picture for the second video. So for that I changed the prompt and entered a young focused person sitting on his computer and typing, 3D illustration, realistic. And also keeping the same reference, we generated the picture. Now once the set of pictures were generated, the fourth picture looked really solid, so I decided to go with it. Now once the pictures were selected, next we need to go to the AI video gen feature of Envato and then go to start frame to add our picture. Once our picture is added, next we'll be adding our prompt. We'll be also keeping the format to 9:16 so a vertical video is created. And after that we'll be adding a simple prompt of making the picture come to life. But yeah, I've made some mistakes while writing the prompt. Now once our prompt is selected, we'll be just generating our video, and our video is all generated now, and you guys can see the video right now. It looks really solid and really cool. Now similarly, we'll be adding the second picture as well to create a video generation for it. And just change the prompt a little bit so the video is generated according to how we want it to be. Now you guys can see the video is generated and it looks really good and really exactly how we wanted it to be. Now once that is done, we'll be adding the videos to our After Effects composition. Now first for the animation, we'll be creating a new solid. Now once the solid is created, we'll be adding an effect called gradient ramp on it. And then adjust the coloring of it to something which you guys can see on the screen right now. And then make the ramp shape to radial ramp. And then swap the colors because we want the lighter color to be on the upward side. And then adjust the angle of the colors. Now next we'll be adding the first video which we generated. And then we'll be cutting the clip from this part by pressing Ctrl+Shift+D. And then we'll be right clicking the part and use the freeze frame option. This is because we want to freeze the frame at this point and then shift all the focus to the second video which we'll be adding later. Right now by selecting the rectangle tool, we'll be creating a shape layer. The reason why we're doing this is because we want the video to be exactly shown in the half part of the screen so that both the videos are perfectly balanced when they are shown on the screen. We'll be using the title action, safe option, so that we can get these guidelines and exactly set the shape layer according to the rulers. Now once our shape layer is all set, we'll be pressing the Ctrl+D button to create another duplicate and create the shape layer for the second side as well. We'll be pressing P to select the position, and then we'll be adjusting the position of the second shape layer for the second video. Now next we'll be pre-compositioning the second video and naming it to video 2. and then drag matting it to shape layer 1. And now you guys can see that the video is just shown on the shape layer 1 area. Now next we'll be adding the second video as well onto our composition. And first we'll be also changing its drag mat to shape layer 1, which is the shape layer of the left side. And then we'll be adjusting the position as well as the scale of the video so that it is perfectly set on the screen. After that, once we have adjusted our video, we'll be creating a shape line using the pen tool so that we can have a partition between the two videos. We'll be keeping the fill off and stroke on. And then we'll be adjusting the size of the stroke so that the line is created perfectly. Now once that is done, first we'll be creating a position keyframe on the video 2 and make it come to the screen from the right side. Once we have created the keyframes, we'll be selecting both the keyframes and pressing the F9 button to make them smoother, and using the graph editor we'll be making them faster so that the motion of the animation is very smooth, and you guys can see that on the screen right now. We'll be just adjusting the timing of the keyframes so that we can get the video actually shown a lot more faster. Now similarly, we'll be creating a position keyframe for the video 1 as well. And again, similarly, we'll be selecting both the keyframes, pressing the F9 button, and using the graph editor we'll be making them faster. And then once that is done, we'll be selecting the keyframes and get them shown a bit earlier. And you guys can see right now the animation on the screen. Now once the motion is added on the screen, what we'll be doing is actually use two effects here. First, the black and white effect. Second, the brightness and contrast effect. The reason why we need the brightness and contrast effect with the black and white is because we can increase the brightness and contrast to make the video pop up a lot more. Now once that is done, we'll be copying both the effects. Now because we do not want the whole video to have the black and white effect, we'll be cutting the effects from the whole composition and then go inside the composition and add the effects to the part which we cutted. So you guys can see that the video becomes black and white only when the frame is freezed. Next, what we'll be doing is actually creating a trim path animation for the line which we made for the partition. So to do that, first what we'll be doing is actually using the add button and then pressing trim path, and then use the stopwatch button for the end, which is at 100% at the start, and we want the line to be animated to 100% later, and at the start it should be at 0%. Once we have the keyframe set, we'll be selecting both the keyframes, pressing the F9 button, and then using the graph editor we'll be making them faster. Now we'll be just adjusting the keyframes so the animations are completed faster. Now once our line animation is all completed, we'll be animating the background, and to do that we'll be using the circle effect and add it to the background. And once that is done, we'll be changing the blending mode to stencil alpha. After that, we'll be increasing the feather a little bit. Now once this is done, we'll be adding a position keyframe for the background. After the keyframes are made, we'll be selecting both the keyframes, pressing the F9 button and making them smoother. Now we'll be making a keyframe for the radius in the circle effect. At the start it will be at 75 points, and later on we'll be increasing it to the point where the screen is fully covered. Once that is done, we'll be selecting both the keyframes, pressing the F9 button, and using the graph editor we'll be making the pace of the animation faster. Now there's a slight adjustment error. The radius is actually computed before the position is actually completely set. So to do that, what we'll be doing is just adjusting the keyframe of the position so it is completed earlier. And now you guys can see the animation looks really smooth. Now next, to create the text bars, we'll be using the rectangle tool to create the text boxes. Now once the shape layer is created, we'll be going inside the rectangle option, going to rectangle path, and then increasing the roundness of the text bar. After that, we'll be keeping the stroke off and we'll be keeping the fill on, and we'll be selecting the linear gradient option for the fill. Now once that is done, we'll be adjusting the gradient colors and have a light theme for the colors. After the colors are selected, we'll be adjusting the gradient, and we can do it by adjusting these 2 points which you guys can see on the text bar. Right now it looks perfect, and we'll be setting the gradient to this style. Right now we'll be using the text tool to create the text bar, and we'll be using the SF Pro font, and we'll be using the font style to semi-bold, and we'll be changing its color from white to black. So it is perfectly set on the text bar, and we'll be adding a text nice tragedy, and we'll be adjusting the text size a little bit more so it is perfectly set on the rectangle bar which we made. Now next I'll be using this PNG of a laughing emoji, and I got this from Canva. Once I've got it in my composition, I'll be adding it next to the text layer. And once our text bar is all set, we'll be selecting all the elements for the text bar and pre-composition it. After that, we'll be adding a drop shadow effect onto our text bar, so it has a 3D look overall in the composition. After that, we'll be moving the anchor point of the composition, and it's currently right in the middle of the screen, and we'll be moving it to the left bottom part of the text bar, and we want to scale up the text bar from the bottom left position. Now we'll be pressing the S button so that we can see the scale parameters, and then we'll be adding the keyframes. At the end it will be at 100%, and at the start it will be at 0%. After the keyframes are made, we'll be selecting both the keyframes, pressing the F9 button, and using the graph editor we'll be making them faster. Now once this is completed, we'll be creating a duplicate text bar for the second video as well. And to do that, what we'll be doing is actually create a duplicate in the project of the pre-composition which we recently made. then the elements in both the pre-composition will be starting to change. Once the duplicate pre-composition is created, we'll be adding it into our composition and then adjust its position with the second video. And here we'll be changing the text to "this is so valuable" and we'll be removing the emoji. We'll be also changing the anchor point of this text bar and setting it to the bottom right. And similarly, we'll be creating a scale up animation for this text bar as well. And then we'll be selecting both the keyframes, pressing the F9 button, and using the graph editor, we'll be making the keyframes faster. Now once that is done, we'll be copying the drop shadow effect from the first text bar to the second text bar, so it has similar effects as well. Now once this is done, we'll be actually creating a camera layer and then we'll be also creating a null layer with it. We'll be parent linking the camera to the null layer and then we'll be making all the elements of the animation to 3D. The reason why we're doing this is because we can get to animate all the elements in the composition all at the same time. So we'll be creating a position keyframe at this part and we'll be having a slide zoom in to the right side so it is more focused on the right video. Using the graph editor, we'll be making the keyframe faster. And once the second video starts to come up, we'll be moving the position more onto the left side so it is more focused on the second video. And this is currently how our animation looks like. It looks perfectly set right now. Now next I'll be showing you guys how you can create product demos like these, which you guys can see on the screen with the help of AI, and it took me only 15 minutes to create this video. So I'll be showing you exactly how I did it step by step. First we'll be using the Nano Banana feature available in Envato, and in it first I'll be uploading some reference picture of myself and then I'll be adding a product picture as well. For now I'll be using a PNG of a Lay's chips bag because currently I do not have a product to launch. Once that is done, I'll be giving the AI the prompt and I'll be telling it to create the picture according to how I want it to be. And once that is done, we'll be generating our picture. So this was the first picture which we got. But to be honest, it did not get my face accurately. But yes, rest of the picture looks really good. But yeah, we can definitely make some adjustment to the prompt and let's see what results we get. Now I realized that once I removed the second picture of mine, it started to create my face more accurately. So that is why I removed it. But yes, it was not getting the product picture now accurately. And after doing some experimentation with the prompts, I finally got the result which I wanted. But yes, it will be great if they create an enhanced prompt option for this Nano Banana feature as well. But yes, this is the picture we'll be going with right now to create the launch video. Now again, we'll be going into Envato's AI video gen feature and we'll be adding our picture for the reference. And we'll be keeping the format to 16:9 so that we get a horizontal video. And then we'll be adding a simple prompt of making the video come to life and showing me just eating the chips. Now once our prompt is created, we'll be waiting for our video to be generated. And this is the final result which we have got, and to be honest, it really looks amazing. It has accurately got my face, and the product and overall the product launch looks really solid. The way it's just showing the expressions of me eating the chips, it has really got and done an amazing job.